Hello dear students of class 10th, welcome to geography class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the 7th chapter from your geography book, that is Lifelines of National Economy. Students, in the last video, I explained you about railways, about the distribution pattern of railways, that in which part of the country, in what type of area railways are suitable, railways are favorable or not favorable. Then I explained you about the challenges that are faced by railways, in which I explained you a number of challenges that the railways have to face, right. First of all, I explained you that it is difficult to lay railway tracks in certain areas, for example, in the desert area, in the swamps of Gujarat, in the hilly areas, in the forests of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, it is very difficult. Then I told you that several people, they travel without ticket, which is a major challenge. Then about theft and robbery, that is very common, that is generally seen in railways. And the fourth point, unnecessary chain pulling. So these were the four disadvantages or limitations that I explained you in railways. Now students, in this video, I will start with the next part or the next classification of transportation on land, that is pipelines. So students, I have covered roadways and railways in land transportation, and in this video, I will start with the third means of communication, and in this video, I will start with the third means of transportation by land, that is through pipelines. So students, here we will see that how with the help of pipes or pipelines, things are transported from one part or from one region to another. Students, have you ever imagined that how with the help of pipelines or how pipeline acts as a means of transportation? Can we travel through pipeline? No, we cannot travel. Only goods can travel. Now students, let me tell you that this is a new found means of transportation. That means earlier it was not there. It is a newly discovered means of transportation. See, earlier only water was transported from one part to another, but now transportation through pipeline includes crude oil, petroleum products, as well as natural gas to the refineries, to fertilizer factories and big thermal plants. Now you must be wondering that how these products are transported through pipelines. Are they transported in liquid form or in solid form? So let me tell you, they are neither transported in liquid form nor in solid form. Now in what form? Let me tell you that these products are transported in slurry form. Now what is slurry? Slurry means semi-liquid state. Semi-liquid state is called as slurry. See, the solid is converted into slurry, and then that slurry is transported from one end to another. All right. Students, let me tell you that this is a very good method of transportation. Yes, pipelines is a very good method of transportation. Why? Why is pipeline a good method of transportation? Because see, the initial cost or the establishment cost is definitely very high, but the running cost or what you call as the maintenance cost, that is very low in case of pipelines. Yes, it is a huge sum of money is required to establish, to initiate everything in case of pipelines, but once everything is done, once the installation is done, then the running cost or the maintenance cost is very low in case of pipelines. See, let us take example of a truck. Truck is a means of transportation on road, right, roadways. So in truck, every time fueling has to be done if things have to be transported, or if passengers also have to be transported from one place to another, then every time fuel has to be given to that truck. But in case of pipelines, this is not so. Once it is established, that means now nothing has to be done. Alright, so that is why it is a very good way of transportation. Also students, there are low chances of transshipment losses and delays. See, in case of railways, in case of trains, delays are definitely there because of a number of reasons. In case of roadways, you will also find delays and transshipment loss is also there. Goods are destroyed, things are destroyed. In case of perishable goods, suppose let us talk about tomato, then that can be destroyed, it can be rotten and stale, because if it takes time, if it is delayed due to any reason, then definitely the product will be hampered. But in case of pipelines, there are very low chances of transshipment loss or delay, because once a particular product is inserted, then definitely it will come out when it is, then definitely it will come out on its final destination. It will definitely reach its final destination without any halt or without any stoppage. So that is why it is a very good way of transportation. So there are two reasons. First is the initial cost is high, even though the initial cost is high, but the running cost is very low. And second, there are very less chances of transshipment delays and losses. Alright, so that is why this is a good way of transportation. Now students, let us come to the next point, that is important networks of pipeline transportation. Now what are the important networks? So we will see here. Students, there are basically three important networks of, there are basically three important networks of pipeline transportation. We will see all the three. See, in order to study this, in order to know this, you need to take out the map of India. As you can see here, we have the map of India, because it will be easier for you to understand once map is there. Alright. So the first one is from Upper Assam to Kanpur. Now where in Assam? There is a place called Digboi. So let me tell you that Digboi is the oldest oil field. Alright. So from Digboi, that is in Assam, to Kanpur via Guwahati, Baruni and Allahabad. So from Assam it crosses all these places and then it reaches Kanpur. Alright, so this is the first important network. Second is from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab. So this is also very important network from Salaya in Gujarat, this is Gujarat, and then from Salaya to Jalandhar, that is in Punjab, via Viramgan, which is in Gujarat, Mathura, which is in UP, Delhi, and Sonipat. Sonipat is in Haryana. So with the help of, so it crosses, so from Salaya, which is in Gujarat, it crosses these places and then it reaches Jalandhar, which is there in Punjab. Alright, this is the second network. Now the third network, that is from Hazira in Gujarat to Jagdishpur in Uttar Pradesh. Students, I hope you remember, you studied about HVJ pipeline. This is the HVJ pipeline, that is from Hazira to Jagdishpur. Jagdishpur is in Uttar Pradesh and Hazira is in Gujarat. So via which states? So via Vijaypur, which is in Madhya Pradesh, Kota, which is in Rajasthan, then we have Shahjahanpur, which is in Uttar Pradesh, and Babrala. So from these states or via these states, a network of pipelines is there from which different products are transported. So I hope the important networks of pipeline transportation is clear to everybody. So we have completed the pipeline portion, and now we will be moving to the next mode of transportation, that is waterways. We will see that how with the help of water, goods as well as passengers are transported. Alright. Students, when we talk about waterways, then in waterways we have inland waterways and second is overseas. Inland waterways means transporting goods from one city to another in the same country, in our own country. And when it comes to overseas, that means transporting goods from one country to another with the help of water, transportation. So, that is called as overseas. So, we are going to see inland waterways as well as overseas. Students, when it comes to waterways, then let me tell you, then waterways has played a very important role in spreading Indian commerce and culture. Let me tell you that this is not a new means of transportation. Why? Because it has been used since ancient time. This is a very traditional way of transporting goods or transporting people, moving people from one place to another. It is a very traditional way, ancient way of commuting, because in the ancient time the rulers, the traders, they came to India, they invaded India with the help of sea routes. Several traders, they came to India, they brought their culture to India and they took our culture to their own country, to their own place. So, this is not a new means of transportation, this is a very traditional means of transportation. Students, you know, waterways is the cheapest means of transportation. Yes, it is the cheapest means of transportation in terms of volume. That means it is suitable for carrying heavy and bulky products, bulky materials that are very heavy. So, it is suitable to carry these products. And also let me tell you that it is a fuel efficient and environment friendly means of transportation, because it causes very less pollution. That is why it is considered as an efficient and environmental friendly way of transportation. So, I hope the introduction part of waterways is clear to everybody. Now, students, I will explain you about national waterways. You have studied about national highways, NH1, NH2. Now, I will be explaining you about national waterways. We have NW1, there are numbers given, NW number 1, that means national highway, that means national waterway number 1, national waterways number 2, number 3 and so on. So, basically we are going to study about 5 national waterways that are recognized by the government of India for trade purpose. So, we will be studying all the 5 one by one, alright. So, students, let us study about our national water routes. As you can see, all the 5 national water routes are mentioned. So, let us start with the first one. The first one is national waterways number 1. So, students, national waterways number 1, it is connected from Allahabad to Haldia. Allahabad is in Uttar Pradesh, which is called as Prayagraj now, and Haldia is in West Bengal. And it is on which river? It is on river Ganga, and it stretches over 1620 kilometers. The stretch, the area that is covered is this much, alright. So, this is national waterways number 1. Now, let us come to the second one, that is national waterways number 2. So, this is between Sadia and Dhubri. Where is Dhubri? Dhubri is in Assam, and it is on which river? It is on river Brahmaputra, and the stretch is 891 kilometers, alright. Now, the third one, that is national waterways number 3. So, this is on the West Coast Canal, which is in Kerala, and this is from Kottapuram, which is in Kottam, Udyag Mandal and Champakkara Canal, and the stretch is 205 kilometers, alright. So, these are the 3, cut this line. Now, students, let us come to the 4th national waterway, that is national waterways number 4th. Students, national waterways number 4 covers the stretches of Godavari and Krishna. River Godavari is from Kakinada, River Godavari is from Kakinada to Puducherry, and if we talk about Krishna, then it is from Andhra Pradesh to Tamil Nadu, and if we talk about the stretch, then the stretch is 1078 kilometers. Alright. Now let us come to the last national waterways, that is national waterways number 5th, that stretches. Now let us come to the last national waterways, that is national waterways number 5th. So students, it stretches river Brahmani and Mahanadi Delta. Brahmani is in Odisha and Mahanadi Delta is in West Bengal, and the stretch is 588 kilometers. So I hope all the 5 national sea routes, the national waterways are clear to everybody. Alright students. So I hope till here points are clear to everybody. Now students, in the next video, I shall be explaining you about the major seaports. You know, there are several seaports, several important seaports that are there in our country. So in the next video, I shall be explaining you about the major seaports that are there, in which basically I will explain the western ports and the eastern ports. There are 5 to 6 western ports and similarly 5 to 6 eastern ports, which I will be explaining you with the help of the map of India. Okay. Till then, thank you so much. Stay safe and keep revising. Thank you.